Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing well and revising all the topics that we have done in our last chapters. Okay, so today we are going to start a new chapter, that is the chapter 5, language of chemistry, and all the topics that we have discussed in the last chapters. Again, repeatedly I am saying, revise that all topics. Okay, do not leave it behind, because all that topics will be helpful for you in this, the next chapters also, and also in your next class. So today we will start a new topic, that is the language of chemistry. And here in this chapter, two main important things we will discuss. We will discuss about chemical reactions and we will discuss about the chemical equation. Okay, so these two topics are also very, very important for you. Okay, so without any delay, let's start our topic and listen all the things that today we will discuss. That just listen it carefully and keep on practicing that things. Okay, so without any delay, let us start, or let us move on to our first topic, that is the chemical reaction. So students, the first topic of our discussion is the chemical reaction. Okay, so if we will talk about chemical reaction, we can say chemical reaction is nothing but the chemical change. Okay, so whenever any chemical change occurs in any elements or in any compound, that is known as chemical reaction. Okay, so don't worry, with the example now I will discuss. So chemical reaction is nothing but the chemical change. So what is a chemical change? So whenever we are talking about chemical reaction, just make sure that we are talking about the combination. Okay, what combination or what union? It is the combination or the union takes place between the elements or the compounds to form a new product. For example, let us discuss by taking the example. Okay, if we will take the example of carbon dioxide. Okay, so carbon dioxide is formed by the combination of carbon and oxygen. Okay, so carbon dioxide is formed by the combination of carbon and oxygen. When carbon and oxygen combines, they will react with each other and they will form carbon dioxide. This is only known as chemical reaction. So in chemical reactions, the elements or the compounds who all react with each other are known as reactants. Okay, and by the reaction of the reactants, the substance or the thing that is produced is known as product. Got it? So in any chemical reaction, there may be two reactants or more than two reactants, and in any chemical reaction there may be one product or more than one product. Okay, so here we got two reactants and one product. So again I am repeating, chemical reaction is nothing but the chemical change which may occur by the union of elements or compounds. So here we have taken an example of carbon dioxide. Here carbon and oxygen react with each other to form carbon dioxide, and the carbon and oxygen both are known as reactants because they will react, they will undergo the chemical change, and by the reaction of carbon and oxygen they will form carbon dioxide, and this is the product. Okay, another example we can take. Let's take the example. Okay, suppose one more example we will take. Hydrogen chloride. Okay, let us take the example hydrogen chloride. Okay, so here hydrogen and chlorine, they both will react with each other to form hydrogen chloride. So here tell me which one is the reactants? Hydrogen and chlorine are the reactants. and hydrogen chloride is the product. So here only the simple examples I have given. Don't worry, when we will move on to the next topics of this chapter, when we will go to the chemical reactions in details, there we will discuss some more examples. Only for your understanding purpose, only here I have given the simple 2 examples. So again I am giving a short recap. Chemical reaction is nothing but the chemical change. So when chemical change may takes place? Chemical change may takes place by the reaction between the elements or compounds. Okay, so here we have taken 2 examples. One is carbon dioxide and another is hydrogen chloride. So here we can say when carbon and oxygen reacts with each other, they form carbon dioxide, and here those who all will react are known as reactants. Okay, these are the reactants, and by the reaction of the reactants or by the chemical change occurs by the reaction of the reactants, the substance that are formed are known as products. Okay, so in a chemical reaction there might be more than 2 reactants or there might be more than 2 products, and when we will move on to the next topic we will discuss some more chemical reaction in that. Okay, so I hope you all get clear about chemical reaction. Now let us go, or let us move on to our next topic, that is electronic configuration. Okay, so whenever we are talking about electronic configuration, if you all have remembered, we have done or we have discussed the structure of an element. Whenever we will talk about the structure of an element, it has 3 basic parts. Okay, what are the parts we can say? Or suppose we have discussed the structure of an atom. Okay, whenever we will talk about the structure of an atom, 3 important part we can talk about. What are that? Neutron, proton and electrons. If you all have remembered, just before this topic we have discussed that one. Okay, electrons, neutrons and protons. So here by using that only we will discuss electronic configuration. So what is electronic configuration? Means the arrangement of electrons around the nucleus is known as electronic configuration, and here I am giving you a short example. Okay, so here I am doing the electronic configuration of an element. I am not giving the name of that element. You just imagine by showing the electrons, neutrons and protons, you just imagine that which one I am doing. Okay, so these are the orbits. Okay, these are the orbits, or we can say it shell. So here the proton and neutron, they are inside the nucleus. If you all have remembered, here the proton number I am writing 11 and the neutron number I am writing 12. Okay, I am not telling the name. Okay, just you imagine which one I am doing. The first shell contains 2 electrons. Obviously we have discussed that the capacity of electron in the first cell is 2, then 8. The next cell contains 8. And the last cell has 1 electron. Okay, so can you see the arrangement of electrons here? So these arrangement of electrons only known as electronic configuration. Okay, so here for this element the electronic configuration will be 2, 8 and 1. Got it? So can you say which one I have done? Yes, this one I have done for sodium. Okay, so this is the electronic configuration for sodium, 2, 8 and 1. The first shell contains 2 electrons, the second shell contains 8 electrons, and the last shell or the outermost valenced shell contains 1 electron. So this is the electronic configuration for sodium. So how we can define electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is nothing but the arrangement of electrons around the nucleus. Okay. Let me do one more. This one also I will not tell the name. You just find out which one I am doing. These are the orbits or the shell that I am doing. Okay, so here the proton and neutron number also I will write 17 and 18. Okay, 17 proton and 18 neutron. So let me arrange the electrons. The first cell has 2 electrons. The second orbit or the second shell has 8 electrons. Okay, and the third cell or the outermost valenced cell has 7 electrons. Okay, here the outermost shell has 7 electrons. So what we can write the electronic configuration for this element? We can write the electronic configuration as 2, 8 and 7. So can you say which one this is? Yes, this is for chlorine. Okay, so here I have done the electronic configuration for sodium, and again I have done the electronic configuration for chlorine. The electronic configuration for sodium is 2, 8 and 1, and for chlorine it is 2, 8 and 7. Okay, so here the arrangement of electrons are known as electronic configuration. So how we can define electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is nothing but the arrangement of electrons around the nucleus, and you can see how we have arranged the electrons around the nucleus. Okay, so students, whenever we are talking about a chemical reaction, so whenever a chemical reaction takes place, do you know why chemical reaction takes place? This question it might come to your mind that from that time madam is talking about chemical reaction, but we don't know why chemical reaction takes place. Don't worry, already I said that why chemical reaction takes place. Why? Just remember, in our last chapter we have discussed to attain a stable electronic configuration. What is stable electronic configuration? Stable electronic configuration means the outermost shell should contain 8 electrons. When the outermost shell will be satisfied with 8 electrons, then we can say the element has a stable, or the atom has a stable electronic configuration. Okay, so whenever elements react with each other, they want to attain the stable electronic configuration. So here you can see, by seeing the electronic configuration of sodium and chlorine, we can, it is very clear to us that they are not in their stable electronic configuration. Why they are not in their stable electronic configuration? Because sodium do not have 8 electrons in its outermost shell. Okay, it has 1 extra electron. Okay, if we will remove this extra electron, then it got 8 electron in its outermost shell. Again, if we will see for chlorine, chlorine also had 7 electrons in its outermost shell, means it needs 1 more electron to be satisfied. Okay, so here sodium and chlorine, they both can react with each other, and in that chemical reaction there will be a transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine. Okay, there will be a transfer of electron from sodium to chlorine, and what they will form? This sodium and chlorine, they will undergo a chemical reaction. These are the reactants, and what they will form now? They will form sodium chloride. Okay, they will form sodium chloride, and by this reaction the electronic configuration of sodium and chlorine will change. Okay, so here if we will do, or if we will take the new electronic configuration, then what will be the new electronic configuration for sodium? The new electronic configuration for sodium will be 2 and 8. What will be the new electronic configuration for chlorine? The new electronic configuration for chlorine will be 2, 8 and 8, because sodium will donate 1 electron to chlorine. Okay, so here sodium will give 1 electron to chlorine, so that the both can have a stable electronic configuration. And already I said, elements or atoms, they undergo reaction, or whenever we are talking about chemical reaction, we are talking about the change in the electronic configuration. So here sodium and chlorine, they both will change their electronic configuration to form what? A new product, that is sodium chloride. I hope now you all are little clear about the electronic configuration and chemical reaction. So again I am repeating, chemical reaction is nothing but the chemical change. Whenever reactants combine, they will form a product, and this is only known as chemical reaction. Okay, so why elements or compounds, they undergo chemical reaction? To attain a stable electronic configuration. What is electronic configuration? Electronic configuration is the arrangement of electrons around the nucleus. Okay, so here we have taken one example of the electronic configuration of sodium chloride. Okay, so you can see here how sodium and chlorine have formed a new electronic configuration by donating and accepting electron. Okay, sodium donates 1 electron, and or sodium loses 1 electron, and chlorine what? Gains 1 electron. And here we can also talk about ions. So can you say sodium, after donating electron, which charge it will gain? And chlorine, it will gain which charge? Already we have discussed, whenever they will lose electron, means they will develop a what charge? Positive charge. When they will gain electron, means they will attain what charge? They will attain a net negative charge. So here sodium, by losing 1 electron, it will gain a positive charge, and chlorine, by accepting 1 electron, it will gain a what charge? Negative charge. Okay, so this part already we have discussed in our last portion. Okay, so this is all about the electronic configuration. So you can try some more example by your own. Okay, I am giving you one homework. Okay, you try the electronic configuration for magnesium oxide. Okay, you try the electronic configuration of magnesium oxide. Magnesium, okay, I am not giving the formula, I am just writing the reactant's name. Magnesium and oxygen. Okay, you have to do the electronic configuration for magnesium, you have to do the electronic configuration for oxygen, then you can find out what product will be formed. Okay, and you have to also find out the new electronic configuration. The earlier electronic configuration you can write, and after the transferring of electron you can write the new electronic configuration. Just try it by your own, so that you will have a clear idea about this topic. Okay, so here whenever you will do the electronic configuration for magnesium and oxygen, then you will notice you may require 2 oxygen. Okay, I am not telling that, I am just giving the hint. Okay, I don't want to tell, I want you to do by your own. Okay, so after doing the electronic configuration of magnesium. If you will find that you need 2 oxygen, then you can add 2 oxygen for this. Okay, so this is a homework for you. Try to do this. Okay, try to solve this. Anyhow, I will also solve this for you, but first you solve it by your own. Okay, you can send me the pic, and if any doubt, then you can also ask me. I will rectify your doubt. Okay, or I will clarify your doubt. So here we have discussed 2 topics, that are chemical reaction and electronic configuration, and also I have given you one homework. Try to do it. How many oxygen you need for the combination of magnesium and oxygen? See here, for the combination or for the product hydrogen chloride, we need 2 hydrogen and 2 chlorine, so that we can get 2 hydrogen chloride as product. So here, when you will do the electronic configuration of magnesium, then I hope surely you can find how many number of oxygen you need. Okay, try to do this by your own. Okay, as we have done for once you do for sodium and chlorine, then you go for magnesium and oxygen. Okay, it will be easy for you. So this is our today's discussion. We have discussed about chemical reaction and electronic configuration. I hope you got a clear idea about this. I'm not going so fast because these topics are very, very important for you. Okay, we will go in details. That's why I'm not going so fast. And in our next discussion, we will discuss about the condition for any chemical reaction. Okay, that will be our next discussion in our next topic. Let me show you. In our next topic, I will discuss about the condition for chemical reaction. All the condition with example we will discuss one by one. Okay, so revise the topic again go through your book. Okay, we have discussed the chemical reaction and electronic configuration in details. Okay, and do not forget to do the homework. Okay, so till then, goodbye, keep revising and take care.